from the fighting city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jerome, the Messenger Rodriguez. And is opponent across the ring, fighting out on the red corner. He wears the red, blue, and silver. He weighed in at a ready 140.2 pounds. His professional record, a perfect one. 13 fights, 12 victories. He has 1 draw and 5 wins coming by way of knockout. Representing Universal Boxing from Queens, New York, ladies and gentlemen, Danny Gonzalez.
Yeah, here we go. 8 rounds of action in the super lightweight division. I'm Cara Castronova here with WBC International Silver Light Welterweight Champion and undefeated Cletus the Hebrew Hammer Seldin.
How you doing? How you doing?
Cletus, what do you know anything about these two guys in here? Let's get right to it.
Absolutely. Danny Gonzalez is a great, phenomenal fighter. He's a boxer puncher. He just got back from training camp with Keith Thurman, who just fought Danny Garcia recently. And he's in the fight with a really tough guy, Jerome Rodriguez, who has, if you look on his record, he has 5 losses, correctly, right? 5 losses, but they all came to undefeated fighters. And they all came pretty quickly in his career. He started out 5-0. And after that, they've been putting him in tough competition, so he's very experienced.
Right, so the record's deceiving.
Absolutely, absolutely. From the average fan that would see that would not realize what we just talked about.
Not someone with the brains like we have.
That's right. We got the biggest heads in the business.
Have you sparred with Gonzalez? I know that you guys are trained both on Long Island.
Absolutely. He has a gym in Queens. I forgot the name of it, but it's in the Queens in New York, and it is a fantastic gym, Universal Boxing Gym, and it's run by Moses. That's it right there. And he's fighting another lefty, so he's gonna have to get to work to get for the lefty, because on Long Island there's not that many lefties to get, right. Even in the city. So we see what happened with Hernandez in the last fight.
Right. A lot of southpaws tonight. Everyone's like up against a southpaw.
It's funny. I got sparring with Caparis, and I got sparring with Hernandez as well. So I spar with all these guys, help them out with their fights, and it stinks because you need a lefty. I'm all right.
Right. And it's not like you could switch lefty for them. It doesn't really work that way.
Yeah, not all the time.
Yeah. Danny Gonzalez from Woodhaven, New York is in the red and black trunks. Jerome Rodriguez from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in the red, white, and blue trunks. Gonzalez is coming here. He has a record of 12-0, 5 knockouts. And his last fight here at the Paramount, he beat Curtis Miko Morton in a unanimous decision. All his last 5 wins were here at the Paramount. Sound familiar, Cletus?
Absolutely. I think I've fought him about 15 times now. And Gonzalez has huge confidence. Like I said, he was in there with Keith Thurman recently, one of the best welterweights in the division. So it's a great little confidence boost. You can see it right now as he's throwing his punches. He's on him the whole fight. He wants to get inside and throw all his punches. I know he likes to counter outside, but he really wants to knock Rodriguez out and put the pressure on him.
Like we said, Jerome Rodriguez, he's coming in to the bout with a record of 7-5, but that is a deceiving record, as Cletus pointed out, because actually all 5 of his losses are coming from guys who are undefeated.
Correct.
So deceiving record, and this is, it's an exciting fight so far. It's competitive, and what would you be telling either guy in their corner, Cletus, now, what they would have to be doing to win the next round?
If I was Gonzalez, I would tell him to keep putting the pressure on him, because you can see the stamina of Rodriguez is not paying off for him right now, and the constant pressure for Gonzalez is paying him off and pushing the other guy backwards. Rodriguez needs to counter. He needs to get his counter and punches off so he can set up that big shot and turn the pace. Because if he doesn't do that to Gonzalez, he's going to be on him all night, and it's not going to be a good fight for him.
Right. So Gonzalez is in phenomenal shape, as you pointed out.
Absolutely. He's in probably the best shape he has ever been in his entire life, and I've seen him on Instagram and on Facebook. He's constantly posting pictures of himself, and because he knows he's at an all-time high of his life right now. And we know Danny Gonzalez used to weigh about 270 pounds, and from the fight at 140 pounds right now is amazing.
It is pretty liberating, I'm sure.
As you can see, Gonzalez again going right after him the whole time.
How do you do when you spar with Gonzalez? That would be interesting.
Oh, it's always good. It's always good. We like to box each other. When we spar, we're not trying to knock each other out. We're trying to work. We want to come back every day.
So you both working on boxing and not hammering.
Yeah, and after the sparring's over, the whole gym's cheering.
Right, I'm sure. Bring him to Westbury one day. I would like to catch some of that.
Oh, yeah. Not little gym, a little ring, a little 4x4 ring. A hammer specialty.
Does he hit hard, would you say?
Oh, absolutely. That's why I would really like to see him really land one of those good shots. But he has to set it up. He just can't come in winging always and get caught like he just did.
Right, well, he's excited right now. It's one of the first rounds. I think he'll settle down a little bit.
Yeah. He came out the beginning of the round right after him, but I wish he would have kept that up. You know, let him use a little bit more strategy, moving to the left or the right instead of trying to fight him straight on. But again, it's tough when we don't have those lefties that you need.
Right. No, that's why the southpaw, they say, has the advantage.
Yeah.
But it seems that Danny's doing the right thing. He's moving to his left. He's keeping that left foot on the outside. I mean, he's doing what the textbook right thing to do is when fighting a southpaw.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Danny's mixing it up too as well. But Rodriguez hit him with a good counter shot coming in. Gonzalez needs just to calm down a little bit. He's just coming in there trying to throw real good haymaker shots when he should just do what he normally does in the gym every day.
Right.
There's a nice little elbow we threw in there. A hammer special.
Did you, so did he have an amateur career in Puerto Rico? Is he originally from Puerto Rico himself?
No, but he has the huge heritage for it. His amateur career was in New York. He was an amateur when I was an amateur. We never fought each other as an amateur. But he was always up there. He won the Empire State Games. Okay. He's a really good fighter. And a sweetheart. Him and his brother, too. He got his brother to lose the same amount of weight that he did.
Did he lose that weight boxing?
Yeah, I believe so. And he had his brother lose all the weight boxing as well. Wow. His brother was about 270 pounds, and he fought in the New York Golden Gloves for the past 2 years.
Did he ever fight as a heavyweight, or he lost the weight then?
He lost all the weight.
Okay. So boxing's a good workout, is the story.
Oh, yeah. It's not boring either. Every day is exciting. Gonzalez is back, jumping on his toes, back and forth, going in and out. Mixing it up. Like I said, at the beginning of the round, he came out throwing all the punches, and now he's back boxing like he normally does in the ring.
Right.
I noticed that the commissions has changed the 10-second rule back to where it was instead of it was 5 for the past year. It used to be a 5-second rule. They moved it back to 10 seconds.
10-second rule. What did you think of that round? How would you score that?
I would score it the same way as the first one. Gonzalez came out early, then he started boxing. He had the Rodriguez hit a few times, and then Rodriguez came back, so it was still kind of same pace, but he controlled the action majority of the fight.
30 years old, Gonzalez 27.
He's got the lefty, he has his arms inside, and he really knows how to use it to his advantage. He's always having that angle. You can see him, he's really looking for that left uppercut.
Right.
Oh. Nice combination by Rodriguez with the double right hook. A really good slick fighter. You can see Gonzalez is just missing him every time.
Right. He definitely has some ring experience. I'm not sure to the extent of his amateur career. Do you know anything about Rodriguez's amateur career?
No, I don't. I just know he's from Pennsylvania, and he had those beginning of his career. Went out of it all. He was even defeated undefeated fighter T-Shawn Wiggins, but that was 3-0. Gonzalez is being warned right here. Rodriguez is definitely a slick fighter. You can see using that lefty and the slickness to his advantage the whole fight.
Do you like, I mean, when it comes to what you like to fight style-wise, do you like fighting the more slick fighters or the more come-forward fighters?
If you come forward on me, I usually just knock you out. So,
right.
That's definitely a guy come forward. You can't push
Right.
me back. I'm the strongest man in the world.
That would be a pretty crazy guy trying to come forward on you, I
Yeah,
think.
I
I
don't
don't
see
think
it
he'd be
happen.
sane. Anyone you looking to fight that you have on your, bucket list in the next year?
Absolutely. Anybody in the top 5. Anyone in the top 5. I'll fight. Even Lucis Matisse. He moved up to 47. I'll fight Lucis Matisse. You have Crawford. He just fought with Diaz. I was trying to set up a fight with Diaz at the Coliseum for April 19th. That fight fell through. And a lot of fights fell. I was supposed to fight Orozco, who was the number 2 contender at the time. And that fight fell through. That was going to be on HBO back in November. So it's just a waiting game. But I should be back in the ring May or June of this year.
Okay.
Back at the Paramount, the
Good.
home of the Hammer.
At least, we get to see you fight Cletus. Is it going to be a Broadway is it going to be a Star Boxing show, or is it?
Absolutely. Star Boxing's my promoter, and we stand by
or
them.
am I going to be commentating? Will it be like, ESPN
Oh, yeah.
Friday Night
I would
Fights?
definitely think it would be.
I hope it's me.
Yeah.
But soon, it's going to be Harold Letterman and Jim Lampley and HBO for you, because you just need that one fight, I think, and then
The one fight, right? Just
you're
like
gonna
Joe
forget
Smith.
us all.
Just like all of there goes Gonzalez is just outworking him. That's what it simply did. He's in
Right.
a better shape, better conditioning, and you can see he paced himself that time. That at the end of the round, he had more stamina.
Right.
He threw more punches, which backed up Rodriguez. He looked shocked, actually.
Right, stamina is an important thing. What does he do to stay in shape? I don't know if you have privy to that information, but does
He is a
run?
gym
Does he-
rat. He is a gym rat. He's in the gym every single day. He's not training just himself. He's training his brother. He's helping out the whole gym. He's helping out pretty much the whole community that goes there. He does a great job with it, and they got a lot of good fighters in there. Danny Jacobs goes there. I know Paulie Malignaggi stops by there. So they have a lot of good fighters. Devon
Cletus
Lee.
Seldin, hello.
Cletus Seldin, how you doing? A lot of great fighters come out of that gym, and I don't know if you noticed, during the summertime, they call it 100 degrees heat. They put the heat on, so it's 100 degrees at all times in the gym.
Wow.
Even during the summer, during
I
the
was
winter
at
and the
that
summer.
gym once, and I remember that. It was a nice gym.
Nice gym, and it was probably very hot. And they put the heating right above the...
I guess that builds mental stamina. If you could fight in 100 degrees, you could fight, anywhere.
Absolutely, and they put the heating vents right above the ring, so you're
Wow.
blown right on you. Each round feels like it's death. And they do it every day. 100 degrees heat, they call it.
Wow.
There you go, Gonzalez is boxing back again. Bouncing back and forth. He just needs to slow down a little bit.
He likes to move, which is it's nice to watch a guy move around.
Yeah.
But he has a lot of power. If he sat on those punches, you could
There
see
he
the
goes.
power that he would have behind them.
Right. He's throwing his punches and bunches. He's throwing 4 or 5 at a time,
Right.
bouncing out and doing it again. And every time on the inside, he just keep hitting him with them little rabbit punches and his inside punches, which is nice. There he goes again. Notice, I think Gonzalez really wants to show him that he has the power.
Right.
To show him that don't stand here, but he just can't land that big
Right.
shot.
Well, we got how many more rounds? 3 more rounds to go, I think. So I think by the end of the fight, he'll probably show him a little bit something. He'll start landing those telling blows.
Yeah, it's
It's
stamina.
gonna wear him out. I mean, he's in great shape. He's not. I don't think he's fading anytime soon. And I think that Rodriguez is gonna soon start to feel. He's gonna slow him down and start landing more telling blows.
The only problem right now is Gonzalez is having a tough time landing that big shot that he really wants. I know he
Right.
wants a knockout.
So do you look for the knockout? Well, I'm asking you specifically, or do you just wait for it to come?
No, my whole strategy is based off of strategy one, and then it's off of my conditioning.
Right.
My conditioning strategy, and then I'm just lucky enough to have a punch that's not from this world.
So you set it up more so?
Absolutely, every punch is set up, and I usually land it before the other guy. If you watch all my fights, besides maybe like my first 2, I actually don't even leave the ring with a mark on my face anymore.
Right. That's a good thing.
Yeah. There you go, Rodriguez with two left straights, trying to mix it up a little bit to help him out. But Gonzalez just has that energy just nonstop.
definitely throws a lot of punches, a lot of straight punches,
Yeah.
goes to the body. When he lands, they're nice. You hear him from over here where we're sitting.
And Rodriguez just trying, you saw it in the corner, he's trying to hit him with that one left punch he has. He has it loaded too the whole time. The whole fight he has it loaded. But again, Gonzalez is aggressive. The Rodriguez is just waiting. He's just trying to wait. There he goes again. See the counter? Again, he's just trying to hit him with that counter, but he just can't wait there the whole time. Gonzalez again. Bell rings, boom, running right out there. Like my favorite fighter of all time, Henry Armstrong. As soon as the bell rang, boom, he's on you, throwing punches nonstop.
Henry Armstrong.
Greatest lightweight ever.
Who's your second favorite fighter?
You could throw Jack Dempsey in there. And all those old school, Rocky Marciano. There he goes. Gonzalez finally hit him with that good left hook and a straight right before then. Rodriguez is now trying to tuck his chin underneath him. Oh, there he goes again with the right hook. Or left hook, my fault. Rodriguez is tough though. He's sitting in there, he's throwing backward, even though he's getting hit.
Now Gonzalez, he's starting to land like those nice hooks, those clean shots.
He just needs to throw a little combination together to distract him for 1 point of a second so he can hit that big shot on him. If it's going to be a body shot or a hook or a straight right. Just to distract him just for a second so he can land that big shot. So that's the shot that knocks it out every time.
Going to the body, digging in there.
Yeah, and another thing with Gonzalez is because you're fighting a lefty and you're fighting a slick lefty, just aim for those shoulders and that torso, baby.
Right.
You're going to hit that.
It's
At least you'll hit that.
I mean, what works for the righty doesn't necessarily work with the southpaw, so, you know, it's frustrating.
Yeah, especially when he's loaded up these big shots that are going right over the guy, right over the fighter's head.
Right.
If you hit him in his chest, torso, he's bound to fall into that, and at least you get your best bang for your buck right there.
They aim for the chest, and if something will land. You know, if you aim for the head, they're going to lean back. You know, if they aim for the stomach, they move in a weird way. Just aim for the chest. I noticed when he moves backwards, he boxes very nice. Like the few times he moved backwards, he threw some really nice counter check hooks.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's good on his toes. That was just the 5th round.
Right.
He's bouncing back and forth like it's the first round.
So Gonzalez, we have, as we have said numerous times, is in great shape. Rodriguez he's a tough guy. I mean, like he's got hit a lot. He's still game. He's still in this. You know, he's still trying to win the fight. It's not like he's in survival mode or anything like that. So.
Yeah, and out of the two, he's only been stopped twice. So for Gonzalez to go out there and stop a guy with 15 bouts that only has been stopped twice, that'd be a fantastic thing for him. And you could tell he really wants it.
How many knockouts do you have?
16 out of 19.
So you know it must be. It must be weird. Fighting that guy that just doesn't go down, like the 3 guys I guess that you fought. How does that? Is it like? Are you like? Is this guy like crazy? Is he going to go down eventually? I think that must be very weird to keep hitting a guy and he doesn't fall. Or he doesn't stop.
Well, one time I actually ruptured a tendon in my hand in the first round. I went back and I won the whole fight with one hand. It was my left hand, so everyone was happy that I was using my jab finally. And then
I remember that fight. I think.
And then there's the 2 other fights where I fought a guy from Clarence Booth that actually Danny Gonzalez was sparring with down in at Thurman's gym, and me and him were boxing, and next thing you know, I actually suplexed him. Like the first boxer to ever do that. I lost the point for that, but I won the round, and he was undefeated fighter. I was undefeated fighter. It was definitely one of my favorite fights of my career. And then there was one other fighter that I had. His name was Hector Rodriguez or something like that, and I literally took the fight. My opponent didn't show up, so they gave me this guy. A weight class above me, and I said, yes, I'll take it. And everybody in the ring, people in the crowd were like, stop the fight, ref, stop the fight, because I was hitting him so bad.
Right, but he just wouldn't go down?
Yep, and it was a 4-round fight. But it taught me, I learned everything from those fights, how to almost play a little possum, not to always be the aggressive.
Of course.
Yeah, so you learned a lot from even the fights that you don't look spectacular from.
You learn most from your losses. I said you don't know that because you haven't lost.
I learn from my wins every time.
Wins, but a lot of guys do learn from their losses, you know.
Yeah.
But in your case, that's not the case.
Yeah, I just wish Gonzalez was able to go to the body a little more. You could see that Rodriguez does not want to be hit no more. He doesn't want to be hit in the head, so he's just moving, so slippery.
I would just let Rodriguez come to me if I was Gonzalez.
Yeah, but he has him now. He has him hurt. And Rodriguez is definitely exhausted, but he's still, every time Gonzalez winds up, he just slips it every time.
He got to put him at the end of his punches. Like, you know, he's smothering him a little. Gonzalez got to get him right at the end of his hook, right at the end of his punches. He's very, very anxious to knock him out.
Absolutely. You can even see Gonzalez kind of a lefty right there.
Right. That was a nice shot. Nice overhand right.
Rodriguez needs to get off the ropes. Show something. You can't just sit there and let the guy beat on you the whole time. 10-second marker, though.
So I was Gonzalez. I'd step back right now, let Rodriguez come out of his like possum and just, you know, from there, counterpunch him.
Yeah, that was a big round for Gonzalez. He definitely
Gonzalez
has
has won every round.
Yeah.
Do you have Gonzalez winning every round?
I have Gonzalez winning every round, and you can actually think of the possibilities of Rodriguez not coming out the next round because of the way he acted at the end of that one.
I'm sorry, Gonzalez is winning every round. I don't know if I said Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah, I meant Rodriguez. Rodriguez might not come out next round. The doctor's in there right now talking to him. He's exhausted, and I wonder if they're debating on stopping the fight and calling it a day or a night.
If you were Rodriguez and you were, I don't know, you've never been in this position, you've never felt this feeling, but what would you do? Would you want to come back out?
I would tell my coach, give me a minute and a half. If I don't show you nothing, stop the fight for me, please.
Right.
And if I had to tell my coach that means I got the wrong coach. He should have already known that before.
Right, of course. Yeah, that's a very good point.
But Rodriguez comes out with a 1-2-3, and there it goes right there.
But then you got those insane guys that if their coach stops the fight, it becomes like, I've seen guys go nuts if they could be getting like beat with a baseball bat, and if their coach stopped the fight, they would be angry. So it's like, it's hard. I guess it's a hard call to make as a coach, as a ref, as a doctor.
Yeah, I know Buddy McGurk stopped the fight with Paulie Malignaggi when he fought Ricky Hatton. He was so upset. I don't think he ever worked with him again.
No, he didn't. I felt like I was watching like a soap opera, the reaction that he had from that stoppage. He was so upset. Rightfully so. I mean, you work so hard as a fighter, and you want to finish the fight. You're a fighter, so you want to finish the fight. But sometimes your trainer does see what you don't see, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't feel what you feel, I guess. So it could go both ways.
Yeah, that's why it's so good and so important to have that trainer that you care about and you have that trust factor with. I know I have that with Pete Brodsky, the Hall of Fame trainer.
Lucky, very lucky.
And I know that anyone that he puts that works with him, like Scott Lopek, Joe Gadiji, and Steven, whatever those guys say, I know they've been under him and they know what to tell me, and I trust them. I trust them just like I trust Pete.
Important. And a lot of people, I guess it is like the Rocky-Mickey relationship, because the relationship of a boxer and a fight, it's a very special relationship.
Big left hook, double left hook. Yes, absolutely. You need that to have that, because every day, myself, I'm with my trainer hours
more than you're probably
hours.
with like anybody.
Yeah, exactly. And you guys got to have that love-hate relationship too. You guys, everything can't be beautiful.
Right. Yeah, you got to be able to disagree. The nice hooks by Gonzalez.
Yeah, but Rodriguez came with two right hooks just before, and it was beautiful 2 shots.
Right.
But then he's pinned up against the ropes again.
And he spends a lot of time on the ropes,
We can see it too. Danny just winds up too wide. You can see it coming, and he just steps in every time. He's just go underneath, hit him in that body. Keep those hands up when you're coming inside like that.
Maybe you have a talk with him. Tell him he can have a little bit more fun. He doesn't have to, he honestly doesn't have to try as hard. Yeah. He's a good fighter. He's a strong puncher. He's in great shape. He doesn't have to look for the knockout. It will come if he's not looking for it, as you well know.
Absolutely. And they see how they're staring straight after each other. I always move to my left or the right. I never attack the opponent straight on, and that's what Gonzalez and Rodriguez have been doing pretty much all the fight, which is...
So you like to move angles?
Absolutely. I want to use my angles, use my brain.
That's very, very, very rare for a puncher, believe it or not, Cletus, because I've seen a lot of them. And, people think that a power... of course, a puncher is innately strong, but power also comes from the angles you take and from, from your momentum, and I'm sure everybody thinks you're just like this Superman, this the Hebrew hammer, but actually there's a science to it. There's a science to a knockout.
Absolutely, especially on the inside fighting, which I'm a master at. I've practiced for so many years, to where I got really good at going long distance, which you've seen fights before, when I was getting my really long range. And you remember hearing a commentary from you, and you were just like, wow, I never seen Cletus with this long range. I'm loving it.
I did. I remember that. And I remember you suddenly jabbing. I'm like, I've never seen Cletus use a jab. I watched you develop, you've gotten better and better.
Yeah, one of the biggest things I try to focus on is every fight I look different, but I'm still the same person, but I look better groomed, better performed.
Right.
All of a sudden he's using his jab, better defense, more offense.
Right.
You believe that, more offense from me. But
well,
every
defense
fight
is offense.
Exactly.
It's a form of offense.
So you always want to have that, wow, he looks better,
Right.
He's almost ready for that big fight.
Thank you. And I hope you keep getting better and better,
Thank you.
You will.
Wait till you see the next
just
one.
the fact that you think that way says a lot.
I ran 12 miles today.
Good.
I run 7 to 9 miles during the week, and then 12 miles on the weekends when I don't have boxing.
Impressive. Very impressive.
The reason I run 7 to 9 was because I heard Floyd Mayweather recently come out and said he used to run 5 to 7.
So you're like, I'm going to run more than him.
Yep, and I'm going to do it before boxing. He did it after.
Right.
If he's the best, let's see if I can do it better than him.
Last round.
Last round, they're still working hard. I wonder what the punch count is for Gonzalez.
It's a lot. A lot of punches.
70 to 100 each round.
How was did he have an amateur background, Gonzalez?
Yeah, he won the Empire State Games. He fought in the Golden Gloves.
Right.
He actually won it the last year that they had the Empire State Games. Pretty much getting the same action. You got Rodriguez against the ropes and Gonzalez smothering his punches and just throwing them the whole fight, just throwing them around. But if he wants to continue winning the fight without getting serious hurt, just keep doing that, because Rodriguez cannot set up a punch at all.
Yeah, I mean Gonzalez hasn't had a knockout. Well, he had a knockout 3 fights ago with Justin Johnson, TKO. But I mean, like most of his fights, it seems in the past, 8 fights or so are unanimous decisions.
Yeah.
Which I think is not really telling of how strong he is, because I think he can be a knockout fighter.
Yeah, he just punches a little bit. Sometimes he gets a little slap on it, but he just doesn't get that punch you need to get that real good power to get that knockout power. You got to turn those punches over. And if you watch it, he's just slapping with that left hook instead of turning that punch down. There's a world of difference hitting you down with the knuckles.
Yeah.
I can knock you out in 4 inches just turning over like that.
Right. Yeah, it's like all the boxing's all in your feet and your body and the way you turn your hips, and it's not your arms.
Absolutely. There he goes. He goes on the southpaw out of that, Gonzalez. There he goes as the lefty again. And he's winging that right hook. That's probably his best punch, that right hook from the lefty position. Got a lot of leverage on there. I learned how to box from watching YouTube videos, watching Ricky Hatton, watching whoever I liked. My favorite fight. I said, okay.
You liked Ricky Hatton?
Yeah.
You're better than Ricky Hatton.
Oh, he had great feet.
But you would beat him. You're a better boxer. He just had great heart and he had a great fan following. He was a great fighter, of course, but I think he beat him.
Yeah, that was my next line. I was going to say, if I was in the UK, I'd be the Ricky Hatton of the UK. There you go. Gonzalez is going now. He's throwing it out. He knows he only has 5 seconds left. Great fight. A lot of hard work and everything went into this fight.
A lot of hard work on both guys, Gonzalez.
Yes, absolutely.
And Tony Pagliuolo both in this bout 79 to 73. All 3 for your winner by unanimous decision. He's still undefeated. Danny Gonzalez.
So Danny Gonzalez, he is now 13-0 and going on to better things from this fight forward.